friends, today's video is either gonna be the most genius thing you have ever seen, or it's about to be the most chaotic thing you have ever seen. I don't know yet how this gonna go. However, we will have fun all throughout. That's a given. So today, I picked up a couple of summer work pieces that I'm gonna put together some outfits for you to give you some inspiration for your summer work wardrobe. Now, mind you, I've been a full-time creator since 2010. I don't really buy work clothes, quote unquote work clothes. I don't really wear quote unquote work clothes, that sort of thing. I'd be out here in these streets scandalous, okay? However, I am the type of creator where it's like, I wanna be helpful and useful. So I was like, you know what? Let's get a couple of things. Let's see what I can put together. Maybe, you guys can gain some inspiration. So let's go. Now, make sure you check out the description box because the items that I try on will be linked. If something's not linked, that means that, it came from my closet and it's old and they don't sell it anymore. Now, another thing about this video, I am attempting to cover the widest range of industries as possible, okay? Now, not everything in here is gonna be, a corporate suit, yada, 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 but for most people, you'll be able to, kind of figure something out. Maybe you might have to switch something out, get something a little longer, let down a hem, that sort of thing. But, keep in mind, you are getting this from a full-time influencer who has been a full-time influencer for the past 15 years, okay? All right, so I wanted you to see the first look with nothing accessorized, and then we'll add to it and whatnot. But this is from Macy's. Macy's has been surprising me a lot lately. I used to shop at Macy's a lot in my 20s, back when they had them Guess two-piece things and, all of the stuff that was fly back in the early 2000s. But then they kind of dropped off a little bit, but Macy's has been picking up lately, and they got some cute stuff, which I showed you in my last shopping video. This set is from DKNY. I'm holding this for now, but eventually I am gonna put something on underneath, but I did want you to see it. I wish that there was a button up here, but I do think it would kind of take away from what this cool thing that it's doing right here. I'm gonna put a tank on so that I can show you the whole outfit. But like I said, I wanted to show you what everything looks like, without anything added. And make sure you check out the screen because I'm gonna put the prices on the screen. The vest is a 12. And I think that fit me pretty nicely. The pants are also a 12. What I would say though, is if you've got, some meaty thighs and hips to size up, and then you might need to get it taken in the waist, which you probably, used to doing with work clothing, because, you don't want things clinging to you too closely, but you also don't want things being super baggy and ill-fitting because that kind of looks like you don't give a damn, I'm 5'9". I would prefer for the pant hem to be just a smidge longer, but it does look like they give you some room in there to bring the hem down. So you can take that and get it tailored, bring a little bit of the hem down. There's about, I don't know, I'm not a seamstress, but they'd be able to tell you, but there's about an inch of fabric here that you could do something with. All right, so I'm gonna add a tank underneath so I don't have to keep holding it, and I'm gonna put some accessories and show you how we can kind of elevate this a little bit. All right, something I just noticed about the vest is that you can button it this way for that kind of look, which is probably the easier way to button it. I don't know if it's my nails or me or the vest, but you can button it this way, but then you can also button it this way. I'm gonna do it this way because I just thought that was cute. I enjoy this. I just put on a simple tank. I think a black tank underneath would look great as well. I couldn't get my hands on a black tank as quickly as I wanted to. And then I don't have a lot of work appropriate shoes in my wardrobe. And I was like, we gotta see how this video series does first before I go commit into buying shoes and scuffing them up where I can't return them, So this is what I have in the closet. These are Jeffrey Campbell. I bought these a while back, but if they're still available, I'll link them in the description. Yeah, I would love to, I would definitely take the hem down a little bit on these because once I put on heels, it's looking very, very short. And when you're like tall and curvy like me, if pants are too short, it makes you go, instead of going like shoo, shoo, it kind of compresses you down, because if you know from watching this channel, lines and what they do and how they make you look in your clothing. So a horizontal line is gonna shorten and widen, and if that horizontal line from the hem is too high up, it takes away from my visual length. Instead of me going like this, I'm going like this. And you can see there's a diagonal line here which divides. Well, if you have a little extra belly, I would probably size up so that you can get it to wrap around. But if you have, extra midsection, like you're an apple, or you have, a little extra going on in this area here, this is going to help to visually divide it and make it look not as apparent. However, though, if you get something that's not, that's a little too small, it can have the opposite effect. So you might need to size up and then get things tailored, but I think this is super cute. Now, obviously you're gonna wanna iron or steam the pants. I'm not keeping these, so I'm not doing all of that for me to accidentally burn the pants. Let's put some accessories on. I was thinking of these earrings. Ooh. See, that right there is the chaos I was telling y'all about. I'm thinking these earrings, which I just recently got from Zara, but let me see, they might be too much. You work people might want, you work people, I said it like it's a slur. But, at work, you might opt for more dainty, simple jewelry. I ain't got that, but I would think that in most industries that these earrings would be okay. I wanna put some rings. Nope. I wanna put the air on, it's hot in here. I'm suddenly remembering why I don't do so many videos like this. And it's because it gets hot, and then I don't know if I could put the air conditioning on, because then y'all can hear it and then it makes the video sound bad and y'all click off. Ooh, didn't find the rings I was looking for yet, but I'm thinking this snake bracelet. This is also from Zara. Oh, these earrings are from Zara. If the earrings and the bracelet are available, I will link them. I think this is nice, but now I don't like the earrings with the snake. But I'm gonna keep the earrings to the side because maybe we'll use them for something else. Oh, here's the rings. All right, so I'm thinking about, oh my God, I freaking love these earrings. These are from Jennifer Beer. They're pretty expensive, but they gotta have cost me like less than $2 now with the cost per wear. And then these are some rings from Zara. Ooh. Ugh. Yes, this I like. I think this is cute. It's stylish, it's simple, but it's also very cute. I wanna see what this looks like unbuttoned. I feel like it looks more casual when you unbutton the vest. I think this is cute. I'm gonna try it on with something long sleeve because, maybe you don't wanna have your arms out in the office, but I'm like, it's summertime, but I understand. All right, so here it is with a long sleeve shirt. I like it. I think what's throwing me off personally the most is that the hem is a little shorter than what I would prefer on me. So it's kind of like squeezing me down, but this is another option. So now, we always harp on this channel that you are not going to buy anything new in your wardrobe. I don't care how much it costs, I don't care how much percentage it was on sale. You don't introduce new things into your wardrobe unless the new thing can be incorporated into at least 5 other outfits, 5 other things that you already got in your closet, okay? So to expound upon that, I'm going to attempt to make some capsule wardrobes out of these pieces, but only up to the point where my body temperature allows me to. That's why you haven't seen one of these kind of videos from me in a minute, because I forgot how hot and sweaty it can get doing this. So we have this, and then we have this. I don't know if I was standing in the right position for that to be smooth, but I think my editor got me for something, make it look a little professional. All right, now speaking of professional, a skirt maybe a couple inches above the knee like this one might not work in every industry, but act accordingly. But this is like another cute little, get some wear out of your pieces. Or let's try this. Okay, so this is so cute. But again, like I said, depending on the length of the skirt, what industry you're in, what your company's dress code says, yada, yada, yada. But this is cute. This is something that I would wear to the office and then get sent home by HR. No. Like if I had to, go in the office during the summertime, this is something that I would wear with, with my own personal style, A lot of times your personal style cannot shine through in the office. You need to, come correct. But like I keep saying, I'm trying to cover a wide range of industries here. But I think this is so cute. Now, you might have seen a whole bunch of like scars and bruises on my leg and whatnot. Child, welcome to my world. Me bumping into things every 2 seconds. I think this is so cute. This skirt is also DKNY, and I love that there's a pocket right here. Is this a pocket? Yes, I love that there's a pocket here, right here for no reason. So I guess you could put your little $2 for your coffee if you get like $2 coffee. I think this is so cute. All right, so I showed you three different ways? Well, technically 4 different ways to, kind of wear these pieces, because you had this with the pants, with the tank. You had the long sleeve shirt with the pants and the vest. Then you had the long sleeve shirt with the vest and the skirt. And then you have this one. Now you could think of I'm sure you've got 50 million other work appropriate skirts and pants and, different colored tanks and different colored long sleeve shirts that you could wear underneath this. I would even say, because I feel like you can probably also get away with putting a button down underneath this. Let's see. All right, I'm not gonna button this up, but honestly, I think I probably just wore it with just the one button buttoned, but I just wanted to see what the possibility is of a button down. All right, I think now, not this button down, clearly, but I think a button down will look super cute with this vest. This looks crazy, but, use your imagination. Now, if your work industry environment allows for jeans, I know some places, you can wear jeans on Friday. Some places you can't wear jeans at all. So, again, I feel like most of you guys know this already, but if you're someone who's newer to the corporate world or to your industry, check your dress code and kind of look and see what other people are doing, because you don't want to be coming to work wrong. Okay, but I think this looks really cute with jeans. Now, again, I'm having the issue where the hem of the pants of the jeans are not as long as I would want them to be for my 5'9" frame, which is a shame because I freaking love these jeans. They're from Free People. I will link them in the description. If you're shorter than me, then, the length won't be an issue. But I also like how it has this vertical line paneling going down, because that is also something that can be quite slimming. I like the wide leg at the bottom, which helps to kind of balance out hips. I just wish the jeans were a little longer, because even without the heels, it's not too bad, but I would still like it to at least, touch my foot. It's like just grazing my foot. And then here's the back of the jeans, which I think are super cute. It's doing this little shape here that could, give you a little bit more shape to your derriere. Now I got on some panties that are probably showing right through, but I just wanted you to see the the design back there. Super cute jeans, but this for y'all. This not for me. This for y'all. And then again, you can wear something long sleeve underneath this. I've already shown you that a button down is a possibility. Not that button down that I showed you, but a button down is a possibility. And I also picked up this blazer from Anthropology. I will link it in the description. This doesn't necessarily have to have a tank underneath it. If you want to wear it open, you could. And I know it's the same shoes, but child, all I got is super high sandals or super casual shoes that aren't gonna really go, to work attire. But this I think is so nice. It's casual but professional. If you have a casual denim Friday, this is very, very nice. If your industry is an industry where you can wear jeans, but maybe you have a meeting or you don't have to have an excuse to wear a blazer, wear the blazer. What I love about this blazer also is that it can button up like a top. Now, look at the lines that we are getting in this blazer, okay? We are getting diagonal lines. We are getting some vertical lines. So the diagonal lines here, they're helping to snatch in the waist. So if you're a rectangle and you want to create some curve, this is gonna look good on you. This is gonna look good on a lot of body types, but I'm calling out rectangle because of what it's doing here on the sides, and it will, give you a little bit more shape. I like this. I really like this blazer. I'm contemplating keeping it. Now, me personally, in my own personal styling, I would lose the tank and unbutton the first button and be like, but you know, that's just me in my own personal styling. And I like the length of the sleeves because sleeves are typically an issue for me. But I think this is cute. Very nice. I don't remember how much this jacket was, but since I got it from Anthropologie, I'm assuming that it's over $100. Me, myself personally, if I really love an item, I will tend to spend more on it because typically the type of things that I love, all the extra designs and the silhouette and, you know, the yada, 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 sometimes that costs a little bit more. So I'm willing to pay a little bit more for something that I love that I'm gonna wear over and over and over again. Not everything, you know, is gonna be a $20 or a $25 thing, but it is lined. So like if you're wearing this in the summer, I would probably say, you know, when you go for lunch and it's very hot outside, maybe leave the blazer, make sure you wear something on underneath so that you can be comfortable. And the structure of it is really nice. Like I would love for it to be cinched in a little bit more here, but even without any tailoring, I like that. Very nice. And I love that I could do this because I quite often do this, scrunch up my sleeves, sometimes with my blazers. And look at this, you knew this was happening. Well, I don't know if you knew it was happening, but you can also do these pants with the blazer. I would wear a lighter shoe. I don't have a professional looking shoe that would be the light kind of color. So maybe something that like a white or off-white, maybe even something that's closer to your skin tone would be nice. Although the black isn't awful. These black shoes, they're not the worst thing in the world. But I feel like since the whole outfit is so like light and airy in color, that a lighter colored shoe would look good. Like a tan shoe, maybe even something brown. Even a dark brown, I think, would look good too. Oh, I just realized this has this kind of like cool pocket detail. Well, it's a fake pocket, but it's like just this cool little pocket detail that it doesn't have on this side, which makes it look really unique. Look at this, even when I'm not intentionally buying for myself, I still have things in my closet that like, when you shop intentionally, which I teach you on this channel, you know, you buy things that you love, that look amazing for your body type, and that go with at least 5 other things in your wardrobe, you know, yada, yada, yada. Everything just comes together even unintentionally. So this is a skirt that I got from Zara. I don't know when I got this. I don't know that this particular print is still available. If it is, I'll link it below. But Zara always has skirts like this. And I like a skirt like this because if you're someone who you work your 9 to 5, but then you also like to have fun on the weekends, this is a perfect piece because I feel like you can incorporate this for your fun and for the office, you know, depending on your industry. Me, when I had a corporate job, what I wore to work was totally different from my lifestyle, and I hated having the 2 different wardrobes. But this, I think, is really, really cute. Oh, I freaking love these pants. All right, let me put some shoes on. These are some beautiful pants. I will say that if you are shorter than me, you will need to get these hemmed because without heels, they're long on me. And even with the heel, like, you know, we inch in there. And if you commute in a city like New York, you do not want these pants touching the ground and you're gonna get a bum bump on your legs. This is apt. Oh, I love these freaking pants. These pants are from a Black woman designer, one of my favorites, Chen Burkett. She gifted this to me and I've already worn them. They smell so good because I sent them out for a laundry service and I literally just pulled it out of the bag. And like whatever detergent they use, it's just like, damn. But this is super cute and you know, then you can button it up. Like these are so wide legged that they almost look like a maxi skirt. I love it. And this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful for the summer. All right, y'all, let me know, did you find this helpful? Would you buy any of the pieces that I showed here? Because I'm going to use your feedback, see like how many of you clicked on the clothes and whatnot. And you know, the views, I think I prefer to more look at your feedback and, you know, how many of you guys click on the clothing that I chose for this video as a better indicator on, you know, if we should do this again. So leave me your thoughts in the comments. Just understand that there's certain limitations, like 9 times out of 10, if you want work clothes, I'm gonna have to order things or have brands send them. And then the shoes, I know we kept to the same pair of mules. I prefer to not have a bunch of shoes that I'm not gonna wear in my house because it just adds up too much space, too much clutter, and I'm already like, ugh, with it. So the shoes, you know, I'll try to find some shoes that I think will look nice with this and link them in the description. Now, one of the keys to intentionally shopping in your wardrobe is knowing what works for your body type. And we going through all of that here in this playlist. Click on it here and I'm not just saying it because I came out with the information, that these are my videos, but I gotta pat myself on the back a little bit because, y'all gave some good feedback on the videos in this playlist. So click on it here and I'll see you there.